Information and Communication Technology presents educational satellite television programs.
Hello, teacher. Hello, students. Welcome to today's lesson on vaccines. In the last lesson, we learned about useful and harmful microorganisms. We talked about the benefits that some forms of microorganisms can have in our life, such as food and medicine production. And we also discussed how other forms can cause illness or disease. Are you ready? Let us begin. Have you ever received a vaccination before? They may not be fun, but they are important to keep us healthy and protect us against disease. I don't like getting vaccinations at all, but I know they are necessary, so I make sure to get them all the time. A vaccine is a weak or dead version of a disease-causing organism. The vaccine is then given to people in a vaccination, which is the injection of a vaccine into the body. A vaccine should prevent infectious diseases by exposing the body to a weaker or dead version of the disease. This is done so that if your body ever comes into contact with the real disease, you are prepared for it and your body can destroy it before it makes you sick. People can be immunized from some diseases by having a vaccination. The term immunity means the ability to keep from getting sick from a certain disease. By administering vaccinations, the body learns how the virus or bacteria harms the body and will react quicker to fight a virus or bacteria if the body ever comes into contact with it again. If a person has immunity to a certain bacteria or virus, next time their body is invaded by the bacteria or virus, their body will not allow it to spread. There are two different kinds of immunity: innate and adaptive. Innate immunity is the natural resistance to a virus or bacteria that a person is born with. Adaptive immunity is divided into two parts. The first is naturally acquired immunity, which means that contact with a disease-causing microorganism happens naturally and is not deliberate. And the second part is artificially acquired immunity, which means that contact with a harmful microorganism happens deliberately. For example, a vaccination is an artificially acquired immunity. Let us move on with the lesson and learn about how vaccinations were developed. Vaccines were first developed in 1796 by an English physician named Edward Jenner. When everyone in Jenner's village was getting ill with smallpox, he noticed that the few people who were not affected had been exposed to symptoms of the disease before. Jenner asked the healthy people about why they were not affected. He found out that the people who did not catch smallpox had been sick before with a similar disease called cowpox. Cowpox had the same symptoms as smallpox, but was not as harmful. The healthy people had been exposed to a disease that was like smallpox, and they were able to prepare their bodies to fight off the disease before it made them sick. After a few experiments, Jenner concluded that when a person is exposed to weak versions of a disease, their body could protect itself from catching the disease. It is important for everybody to get proper vaccinations. The more people protected from dangerous diseases, the sooner the diseases will no longer be a threat. For our first activity, students, can you please take out a sheet of notebook paper and write down 2 diseases you know that can be prevented with vaccines.
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up! Let's get back to our lesson.
Welcome back, students. Welcome back, teacher. What examples did you write down? There are many different types of diseases that vaccines can fight against. For example, typhoid, rabies, influenza, and hepatitis A and B. Vaccines are considered to be the most effective way of preventing infectious diseases. You may not actually come into contact with the diseases you are being protected against, but vaccines make sure that your body is prepared, just in case. There are two types of vaccines called live and dead vaccines. Live vaccines are strains that are made from live microorganisms, which have been made weaker. These strains stimulate the immune system without actually causing the disease. The dead vaccines use microorganisms which are cultured, grown, and then killed. They are introduced into the body in large numbers, and once they are there, they filter into the immune system. Both types of vaccines stimulate your body to recognize what a disease looks like and how to fight it if it encounters it again. This is called stimulation. Let us review what we have just learned. For our next activity, students, please write down the difference between a live vaccine and a dead vaccine.
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up. Let's get back to our lesson.
Welcome back, students. Welcome back, teacher. If you answered that a live vaccine is made from weakened strains of live organisms and a dead vaccine is made from dead organisms, then you are correct. Well done. As science learns more about microorganisms, we are able to gain more knowledge about dangerous diseases and learn to develop vaccines to fight them. The more knowledge we have means the better chance we have at protecting ourselves. And the better we are at protecting ourselves, the longer and healthier our lives will be. In our lesson today, you have learned about the importance of vaccines, how they were developed, how they are produced, and the different types of vaccines that we can get. Until next time, thank you, teacher. Thank you, students.